What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about eight different stocks today. Not altcoins. We're talking about stocks. 8 different stocks. SoFi, SQ, GME, BASDY, Tesla for Diesel Killer, and AMD and Alibaba for Shareful and Jmart. So without any further ado, let's get into it. I just actually kind of did a short-term little analysis on SQ on a video that I just posted, but we'll go over it again here just because, maybe I can go in a little bit more depth, but we'll see. Top to bottom here on this, what almost looks to be a kind of distribution phase. Oh, maybe not. Found 786 resistance. Here you are below the 382. I would kind of think you have lower to go. Overall, right, it looks to me like this is a move down. You might be consolidating. You might have another leg down. Yes, even below these lows here. Your market cap for SoFi is at 7.59 billion. So yeah, you can drop more. Absolutely, you can, man. I don't really like SoFi, man. It's just been a disappointment in my opinion. Good job for anybody who's been trading it. Buying these lows, selling these highs, doing that. I'm sure it's provided a little bit of profits to some people's pockets, but not really. I mean, respecting the 236 there, sure. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this one. I remember I had a hard time with it last time too, but I do think that I said it was going to go lower. You do have lower highs as of right now. Had a kind of rejection there. Oh, man. Pull out something else real quick. Still in a bit of a downtrend. You're figuring things out, but I'm convinced you have lower to go. I definitely am. Rejected the overbought zone. Not a friendly look. Kind of like a double top, but a lower high nonetheless. Yeah, I think you have lower to go. The daily bounced off its oversold zone, nice, but you came up and you wicked up right off of this green line here, the 123. I think you've got probably prices around $6.66, if not potentially down to $4.80, and if not, you could be seeing prices that are based off of these extensions as well. Let's see here. Something like this. Down to about $3.22, man. You could drop more than 50% from here, absolutely. Over time, it probably wouldn't happen all at once, but over time, I want to draw this one back again just real quick. Maybe I should take the more relative. Still nothing. Still nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that. I really don't like that you couldn't get above your 0.5 here. You try it again, you got above your 382, you try it again after bouncing off your 236, but here you are below it, looking like you rejected. It's not a good look, honestly. I'm almost inclined to believe that you will see lower lows, like lower lows than this. But it's not over yet as long as you're still forming higher lows. And yes, you can go below this low and still be forming higher lows technically, right, as long as you're forming these like higher macro lows, whatever. But down nonetheless is what I think. I've listed the prices that I think it's going to go to. So that's SoFi, SQ here, Block Inc. Looks like it wants to go down. You can see I already have that actually drawn there. Obviously, because you've got these lower highs coming into play here. You just had a lower low. That was kind of a deep lower low, though, right? That's almost like a flush out, if you would. It's kind of like your final move down in this consolidation phase, this accumulation range, whatever. You might be getting ready to form some kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern where you've got your left shoulder here, your head, your right shoulder there, and then you break out, but you've got more downside to go. So let's just see real quick if that lines up with anything. 382 is at 60.85. 0.5 is down here. You could find support on the 0.5. That's not normally what I look for, but $51 down there at your 618, that's also possible. That'd be like a 37% drop from here. You might hold support around 30% of a drop. Between 25 to 30%. I'm sorry, not from here. Not from here, my bad. From the top, not from here. From here, from the current price, my bad. Anything from like an 8% drop to potentially a 22% drop. And the reason why you could go lower than that is you could have a slanted kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? It could be a little bit lower, the right shoulder. That does happen sometimes. And beyond that, you do have this area of support down here, which lines up very well with the 618 right there at about $51, just above $51. So don't be surprised if you were to go lower. From here, a 20% drop or more is definitely at play, or I should say a possibility. Whether it's at play is yet to be seen, but I don't like the way this day closed. I mean, yes, it was a 1.28% day, but you went up and you just came right back down. That's not a friendly looking candle at all. Yeah, man. Probably go below that green line there. Probably. And right below that is where that bottom of the left shoulder would be, which is right around the 0.5 here. You could bounce right around $55, but if not, you're probably going to go around $51. So that's SQ. Not going to spend too much more time on that. GME, GameStop. I love GameStop just because of the craziness that happened a few years ago. Yeah, I guess, was it a few years ago? Yeah, it was now. But man, it's been in a downward spiral ever since, right? And this is how things happen, man. This is what happens with things like this, that it's done nothing for a while, right? It just continued to go down, and then boom, it has this miraculous rally. And instead of just dumping all the way back, it goes up really fast and then methodically works its way back down. Yes, it'll probably go up higher from here, but will it go lower first? That's the real question. You know, right now you found a low right here around your highs. Not really, you know, this is like the most significant area that you're actually respecting right there, but it's not an area that I would have expected you to respect. You did respect these back here, but you went below them. You know, I think that's fine. That could be the low. It's right on your green line on the monthly, the 123 monthly moving average. That's a big deal. How much is 123 months? Because 12 months that's like almost 10 years, right? That's basically 10 years. That's why I like the 123, man. It revolves around so many, like, it's not pinpoint accurate with these time frames, but like 123 hours is like 5 days, right? 123 days is about a third of a year, or 123 months, apparently it's 10 years. You know, that's like a decade average right there. So I just think it's kind of helpful. It's kind of cool, and there's more significance on other time frames too, but not all of them. But it's a reason why I use it. But you bounced right off of it. You found resistance on it before. You found support on it before after breaking above it, checking, and then going. So you very well could be at your low points here. Enough philosophy on the 123 though. You're below your 382. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a nice reaction getting back above it, but with the way things are looking like you're going to go below it, I would think you have lower to go. At least down to about 881. I don't know if you go all the way back down to 475. It is absolutely possible. Absolutely it is. But I don't know if you do that. Oh, I don't want that. There we go. Hard to say. Hard to say. Let's look at the more shorter term time frames. As of now, obviously you're in a downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows galore. Very weak on the weekly RSI. No problem being weak. You have a hard time staying above the 50, so I do think you go lower. Lower than this low, yes. Let's see how you've been respecting your fibs here. If I can get them. Let's see. Right off the 1886. Deep extension off of a small fib. That's kind of to be expected in my opinion. 1272, support there. Yeah. Which isn't too helpful, but yeah, 1414 literally tipped it. Then you came back up and found resistance in your 61869 area. Yeah, you're probably going lower. I would think you would at least go to 1074, if not again around $8 is where that $8 to $9 is where that 0.5 is. Looking at the more immediate fib that you have, 1618's right there. What was this? I want to go back over it real quick. Bottom to top. How long will it take, by the way? I don't know. It's been working methodically. I would assume when you see the end of this downtrend, the final move down will be quick. It'll be quicker than most of this, right, so far. At least something more than what we've seen recently, right? Like you might get a final flash crash down there. But 1618, right on that 0.5, man, I have a good feeling about that 880 level. 890, 880, $9 around there. You're probably going to find support there. Will that be the support that breaks you out of this downtrend that you've been in basically since, I mean, technically speaking, since 2021 of June? Maybe. Hopefully. I would think so. But you could keep spiraling down, man. You could keep spiraling all the way back down to 475. There's nothing stopping you, really, other than that 0.5. And then if we put a line there, go back, got a little resistance here, a little support there. So it is significant on the price. Look at that, yeah. Definitely significant on a price action basis. So you really could find support there. For whatever reason, 864, yeah. 864, 8. Again, you can go a little bit below the green line, that's fine, but right there to be more technical, I'd say 881 to 894, give or take like 10 cents or 50 cents in either direction, right? Probably below $9, probably not below $8 is what I'm trying to say. So lower nonetheless. Got a little bounce on the daily, sure, bouncing off your 618, nice. Maybe you go up a little higher from here, 1490. You go up to like 1564 or a little bit above that, but then you come back down and reject. That's kind of what I would expect. So maybe a little bit higher in the more immediate time frame, but you're still going down. Make no mistake. That's my genuine opinion on GME. So let's move on to BA, Boeing. Oh man, Boeing Company. Man. Let me. My eye hurts. I don't know what's up with that. Like actually hurts. Oh, that's not what this is about though, man. Let's look at the monthly, long-term time frames. I like Boeing too, man. Man, I have a sad story about Boeing, man. My brother, I remember telling him up here, he bought some Boeing stock up there, and we were both kind of like in our early days of like trading and stuff, and like, you know, figuring out technical analysis. And I had already been doing it for like a couple of years at that point, but I was like, man, I don't know. Something about buying at the all-time highs doesn't sound like a smart idea to me. And then months later, just all the way down, man. Warren Buffett sold his stocks, whatever. But enough about that, you know. We talked about that the other day. That's the only reason it's like fresh in my head. But yeah, man, I like Boeing. I think it's a good company, you know. Let's see. I don't know everything about them, you know. Are they good like on a more moral basis? I don't know, but I just mean like as far as stocks go, growth goes, I would think they're good. Bounce right off your 786, looks constructive right here. I would think you could come a little bit lower, but you might not, man. I think you're getting ready to break out of this, like to the upside. You actually finally might see some highs in price that you haven't seen in a while. This looks good to me, man. You could go, if you go lower, a little bit lower. I don't think you go below this low. If you do, you know, I doubt you go below these lows, but as of right now, I kind of like it. Yeah, maybe go a little bit lower to about 193, 192, and then you turn up from there. I wouldn't really expect that you go below that low, though it is possible. I don't know. You might not go lower, man. You might just continue to go up from here. Maybe you do. I think you go a little bit lower. You form some bullish divergence, and then you move up. Just like here, when you were bouncing out of your oversold zone, right here, you came back out, and then you went lower. You formed a higher low, right? You're going to come back down, form a higher low, but get a lower low in price, and then move up. That's my thoughts. Probably a little bit lower. Again, around, what was it, 192, 193. Maybe even a little lower than that. If you go below 190, you're okay. I don't think you go below this low, though. So a little bit down in the more immediate term, and then we can talk about you making moves, man, to onward to new all-time highs. Like, genuinely speaking, you might be, I mean, what's great about this, if it breaks this low here, you can come back down, still hold this like kind of support here. You've got this flat base at the top. You've got an ascending triangle. It's a bullish formation, you know, especially at the bottom there. So one way or another, I do think Boeing's probably going to make its way to try and reclaim all-time highs and beyond that. You know, minimum target would be $700 over time. This is on the monthly, right? From here to whenever it moved up to its current all-time high, that was February of 2016 to March of 2019. So we're talking about years, like several years, right? Assuming that we get some kind of growth like that too, which I don't know if we're in that phase just yet, but probably a little bit more down in the more immediate term, and then we can talk about you going up. That's Boeing. SDY here. Man, it's already, holy crap, it's already that late. That's insane. Bottom to top here. Probably comes down. Yeah, you probably come back down to 114, 115. I think so. Hidden bearish divergence, you probably come back down. Areas of support down here, anywhere from, I would actually say anywhere from about 113 to 116, something like that. Probably down from here. I don't think I need to spend too much time on that. I think it's going down. Tesla, another one, man. I've talked about this so many times, and to me, it's not exciting, guys. It's really not exciting. I've got all these lines already pulled up here. It's going lower. It's probably going lower than this low. It'll probably go to its 0.5 around there, 174. It might even go down to its 618, 69 area, and it could even go lower than that. But I think as of right now, you're in this like downward little channel. You just had a high. You're going to find a lower low, and where will that low take you? You know, let's see if that agrees with anything. Come on now. Come on. There we go. 178 at the 1272, 160 at the 1618, somewhere in between there. That's what I'm thinking. And it probably doesn't happen fast. I doubt that it's just a straight line down, though it could be. It's kind of done that the past couple times, I suppose. But by the time you find this low, it'll probably be somewhere around March or April is what my thoughts are. I don't think you find your low in February. That's my genuine opinion. But you're moving down right now. You're in the oversold zone right now. Don't be surprised if you pull up a little bit and then continue moving down. That's my genuine opinion on Tesla. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I do think it goes lower. Where's it going to go? Probably between 160 to 178. Genuinely, that's my beliefs. So I like Tesla in the long term. I just don't like it in the short term. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Looking good. Looking good. Where you at? Oh, man, you're out. New all-time highs, huh? You didn't come soon enough, man. I had a buddy invested in this thing, and he really counted on you to go up before 2022 is over, and you didn't, man. But that's okay. Look at you achieving new all-time highs. Beautiful. Bounce off the 50. I like it. You probably are moving up to $222. I know that sounds crazy, but you probably are. Yes, you probably are. 168 right now, you probably are. Let's look at this thing on a 6-month basis. So we have so much time. Top to bottom. I'm very bullish. I like that a lot. Maybe I'm taking the wrong fib. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Tip the 1414. I like that. Hit this. Yeah, I do. 322, man. 322. 200 up there. I mean, I do think you're going above $200. The immediate fib, the immediate 1272 is at 222, but 325 right there at that 1618. The way that this fib's built out, I would assume that you go to that 1618 as well, which is right around that same. It's like literally overlaying it. You're probably going to go above $300 over time, man. Years, several years, right? But still, I think you're making your way there. Yeah, little pit stop, continuation, looks good, man. More immediate term time frames. Daily probably takes a break. It looks a little bit like hot, a little bit exhausted. It can keep going up though. It doesn't have to stop here. You're in all-time high territory, man. You just broke out. Like honestly, I might take that back. You just broke out. I bet you get continuation. Hopefully you don't pull back, and if you do, it's not too far. I would hope that you don't pull back below about 160 or 157.5, maybe 158. You know, I'd hope that you hold those levels. But it'd be even nicer, it'd be even better in my opinion to hold that level there, which you are at the moment, to hold about 164.46. You tipped it. Look at that, man. That's beautiful. Continue to grow. Continue to move up, because if you do that, man, I think you actually do have some more immediate upside to go. You don't break out of all-time highs and then give it back and then continue growing. No, if you give it back from here, you're going to have some onslaughts to the downside. This is a fake out, and you're going to see the repercussions of that. It's not good. But if you continue, you're in blue sky breakout mode, man. New all-time highs. Like, you're going to get a solid push from this. Like, in a very short amount of time, this thing could be worth more than $220 in a very short amount of time. Yeah. So keep going. Keep going. Close this week here or higher. Close next week higher. And then I'm convinced. But as of right now, we still have about 4 days left in this week. If you close below this white line, if you get below that white line, this is a fake out, and that's not a good thing. So definitely something to be excited about. I like the way this RSI looks for sure. I like what you're doing with the price action. That's a very convincing candle. But time. Let's give it time. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. I have a good feeling about it, though. Baba. I don't like Baba. I don't really like Jack Ma either. You know, I don't know him. You know, whatever. I'm sure he's a fun guy, but I don't know. I don't really know if I like him. Isn't Jack Ma the guy? Am I before? I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. Who owns Alibaba? Jack Ma. Okay, yeah, I thought so. All right. Double bottom off your all-time lows, sure. Rejected the 618. This kind of fib structure, you guys, it's not convincing yet, but if you get a month to close below this 886, like you are now, if this month closes here, I'm almost certain you'll see prices at $35.83. Here you are at $68.63. I'm almost certain that you're going to see that kind of haircut come in inevitably, like probably in a short amount of time. What you did was you had an onslaught to the downside, consolidated. Now you're looking to break out down. It's probably going to resume just as fast as this was. Like, it's not looking good. Rejected the 50 right on your month. Like, this is not a friendly looking fib structure. Weak on the daily or the weekly RSI, weak on the daily. You do have bullish divergence as of now, so maybe immediately, maybe you do close the month above this 886. Nice, maybe you do, but maybe you don't. Maybe this bullish divergence doesn't play out, right? Let's see. You had it here, bullish divergence right here, and it only gave you a few days of green, and then you went lower. So I'm not convinced, man. If you go up from here, maybe move up to like $75 and then move lower. And I kind of would expect that you do that, but it's interesting to see where the month will close, that's for sure. I think a month or a week closing below this 886 will be condemning. Mainly a month, but a week might be an indication. And I do, at the moment, looking at this, man, I think you are. I think you're destined for new all-time lows. But that's Baba. That's everything. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to see more. Thank you all for coming. That was fun, man. I know stocks can be kind of boring, but I enjoyed talking about a lot of these, honestly. SoFi and SQ, they had me scratching my head a little bit, but as we were moving on, and then Tesla is a little bit boring because I've just gone over it so much, but I'm obliged to fulfill the requests as they come, man. So thank you guys all for coming. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.